Australia have retained the Ashes. This after the fourth test at Old Trafford was washed out. England didn't put a foot wrong in this test match. They restricted Australia to 317 on a good batting wicket. They went with that baseball approach to gain a massive 275-run lead with more than 2 days remaining. So they gave themselves enough opportunities, but it wasn't to be. Zach Crawley and Johnny Bairstow, they played superb knocks to put England firmly in the driver's seat. They knew that weather was going to play spoilsport on the last 2 days, so they tried everything to get a result. But Marnus Labuschagne and Mitchell Marsh, they frustrated England with a gritty partnership. England finally managed to get 5 Australian wickets before rain spoiled the game. No play on the 5th day, 4th day also affected by rain. This is what you call a damp squib, quite literally. But now what seems to have happened is that because Australia have retained the Ashes, given that they are leading this series 2-1, England are not happy. Some of the former cricketers are talking about how this is not the right way to retain the Ashes. So let's get Jamie and Chetan back. If they lose, they whine. If Johnny Bairstow gets out by the correct laws of the game, they whine. Can someone just tell all these former cricketers and England fans, Chetan, that Australia were leading this series 2-1 and they can still win this 3-1?
It was a general assumption before the test match began, Meha, that England would win 2-2 and then they would take it 2 over and it will be 3-2 and it will be the greatest Ashes test ever. I mean, look, in the first test match, they declared when they didn't need to. They should have declared in this test match, knowing how the weather was, but they batted till 500. They lost the second test match and they blamed it on that run out of something or whatever you want to call it of Johnny Bairstow. And it was against the spirit of the game. I don't know how following the rules is against the spirit of the game. So 2013, the test match at Manchester was washed out and England retained the Ashes. I mean, obviously, we were not all very active on Twitter back then, but I still don't remember anybody shedding any tears that, this was not the right way to win or retain the Ashes. So look, thumb rule for English cricket, if it goes their way, everything is fine. Whether it's according to the rules or spirit or whatever, does not matter. If it doesn't go their way, spirit of cricket, against laws should be changed, they should bowl throughout the day, spectators, this, that, everything, every excuse. This is the thumb rule of English cricket.
Okay, let's listen into what Ben Stokes had to say after the 4th Ashes was drawn. Let's listen into what he had to say.
The weather just didn't help us. But we can't change that. It's just unfortunate. It's a tough pill to swallow, knowing that that's obviously been the reason why we sit here with the draw. But we've done everything we possibly could in the hours of play that we managed to get. After a start, we were completely and utterly dominant throughout the hours of play we had. It's a shame, but we know we can't get it back. We know all we can do is draw the series, and that's sort of obviously what we'll be trying to do. But I think what we've managed to do up until today anyway has done wonders for cricket in England. I think we'll still have the support that we have done throughout the series next week. But yeah, I mean, look, there's no doubt if we managed to get the result of this game, the next week would have been a very, very special week in the history of not just Ashes cricket but English cricket. So, but yeah, we'll be treating it as every other game, and I hope that the support we get would still be there or thereabouts the same if it was 2-2.
Okay, so whether playing spoilsport, no doubt, Jamie, they were in front. They could have won this. Had the match gone on till the 5th day, there is more chances, one can say, of England winning this test match and drawing the series. But to think that this is, a travesty to think that this is the reason, rain is the reason why England haven't been able to win the Ashes. I think that's where the problem is. I'm all for baseball. I'm all for this attacking, form of cricket. I'm all for, we want to go out there and win at all costs. But at the same time, they also say results don't matter. We just want to play exciting cricket. But then not being able to really really put the blame on where their mistakes are, I think that's a problem. I'm all for it. But the reason why why Australia retained the Ashes was not because of the weather. It's because you didn't play good cricket in the first two test matches.
Absolutely. So many fielding errors. I think I read somewhere a 12 or 13 drops slash missed stumpings, which cost nearly 300 runs. Stuart Broad's no ball to Usman Khwaja when he was just a little after 100. I think he got 140 odd. Some pretty daft batting, I think, has also been raised. So I think England have to understand that Headingley win should have been a series clinching win, right? The team that played the poorer cricket in the first two matches ended up being 0-2 down. The team that got it together, played better cricket in the third test match, won that test match. By all means, they were utterly the more dominant, the hungrier side in this test match. But you knew rain was coming. Rain has been around for as long as Test cricket has been around, right? I don't know when was it 66? England last won the FIFA World Cup. I think since then they're very happy. Like, this picture is so typically English. I think English fans, English media, because for decades they used to lose at cricket, especially to Australia. Their football team has been a joke for 40, 50 years now. I just think they're just so happy being morose that even when things go well, hey, are we winning? How can you go? This was, I just get a sense reading the columns and the tweets this morning. There's almost a sense of, we was robbed.